Zoomer Radio, the original greatest hits. John McDermott, and Christmas time is here. One of a couple, at least, different versions of that song that he's done. And we'll explore that with the guy himself, John McDermott, in with Breakfast Radio.
Wow.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Good morning, everybody.
At least a couple different versions that you've done of that. One was with a full orchestra, then there was that one. What made you want to record the same song more than once?
Oh, man, are you nuts?
I can answer that. Jane and I can answer that.
Yeah, there's two nods over here. No, yeah, it's funny, and I always tell the same story. I love the song because my two of my favorite shows are Charlie Brown Great Pumpkin and Charlie Brown Christmas. Yeah. And if anyone's ever watched that Charlie Brown Christmas, the one segment that I run again and again and again when we're on tour on the bus is that one section when Lucy comes on stage with her group and says, "Charlie Brown, your only responsibility is to find a tree for the pageant. Don't screw up." and Charlie goes out and with Snoopy, of course, and can't find a tree. Finally finds this stick with a couple of sticks hanging off it and picks it because the tree represents Charlie, the underdog. And he picks that tree, and she condemns the tree as being the worst tree ever. And two things happen. Snoopy decorates the tree with the winning decorations from his house. And Linus does something remarkable that never happened. People don't remember. Yep. He wraps the base of the tree with his blanket and then does the unthinkable. He lets go.
Right.
Yeah.
And he gives the tree unconditional love. And the reason I do it is, and this is what we tell on the show, is every one of us have these blankets. And it's a hug, it's a handshake, it's a phone call, or it's just looking someone in the eye to let them know they're there and that you know they're there and that they exist and they mean something. And that's what that blanket, we all have these blankets, so we should find them this year.
I had no idea he was going to give that answer to that question because I've never heard him answer that question. But the beauty of seeing John McDermott in a live scenario is that he's got a million of those. And that's exactly the kind of stuff when you go and see him live that is a big part of the night.
Yeah.
And your great love for military families and your foundation, it kind of speaks to that, doesn't it, John? Because it's about that hug and that respect and that appreciation, and the money that you raise from your concerts goes to support that.
Well, a good chunk of it does. A lot of it is also done through, over the years, I've done favors for a lot of people and never asked for anything in return. And to be honest, when I did go back and ask for support in this challenge, they were quite ready and willing to step up, and they've done so in real strength. I mean, my goal was to renovate and expand the palliative care unit in K-Wing, which is the veterans wing at Sunnybrook.
Right.
And the demand was, or the owe was $3.6 million. I think we're over $3 million. So phase 2 is underway. And then phase 3, but we'll get it done in the next short little while, and then move on to. I'm focusing on hospice, nationally and provincially.
Yeah,
and I think that's very, very important, and perhaps look at towards PTSD.
John, tell us about this concert that's coming up on December 19th, your family Christmas, reasonably priced tickets at $25, proceeds to the Yorkminster Park Baptist Church, which is where it's happening, and Toronto Artillery Foundation.
Right.
Why those two organizations?
Well, with the church, we together will direct the funds probably back to hospice from those donations. The other aspect of it with the Toronto Artillery Foundation. My longtime friend Tom Bitove. Tom is a great supporter of the military, as I have been and am, and this was something near and dear to him. He's been a great friend over the years, and asked me if I would do a fundraiser, and that was I think 4 years ago. This is our 4th concert, but this year we've moved, rather than doing one in November, we've moved it to join up with my Christmas concert in December. And that way we can complement both and help both organizations and have a great evening.
Mm-hmm. Let's make sure people know where to get tickets, how to come and see the show.
You can get them at the door. You can get them if you log on to Yorkminster Park Baptist Church and get tickets online. But it's just as easy to come and pay at the door. Mm-hmm. They have all ways and means of accepting payment. And a really, really fun evening. I've got a group with me, 2 young ladies that were pretty hot on the folk scene a few years ago, and then one of them started to raise a family, and now they're back, and they've been with me for 3 years now, and that's Dalla, Amanda, Walter, and Sheila Carabine, and they're just fabulous. And another special guest with me is a great Toronto violinist and composer, Drew Jureka.
Wonderful.
So we have a great night.
And before we go, I just want to ask you, where are you headed to today? I know you have a special concert today.
Oh yeah,
too.
today's my annual concert for the veterans over at Warrior Hall at Sunnybrook. So we bring all the veterans in with their families and 500, and we set up at noon and start playing at 2:00 and sing Christmas carols and sings for them and just spend a lovely afternoon with the vets.
Wow, so great.
Sounds great.
You're wonderful.
John, thanks for making time for us this morning. It's good to see you.
Yeah, it was nice actually listening to you guys while I fought this downtown maze.
The nice thing about Liberty Village is
honestly,
not right downtown.
No, but I mean, how do you? I mean, I'm just sitting going.
Yeah.
And I never. It's funny because the only time I realize I have a horn in my car is when I come back into the city. Because I hear enough of them say, "What? Oh, yeah, I got one of them." Yeah.
John McDermott, December 19th, Yorkminster Park Baptist Church on Yonge Street.
Yes, and we've got 2 pairs of tickets to give away to John's show. Be callers
4 and 7.
Perfect.
There you go. Let's get you Toronto traffic right now. Here's Stefan.
Good morning, folks. Some heavy delays to get through on our major highways. No trouble spots on the go, though. We